the job. In fact, the job isn't waiting there for you anymore.
Whatever role that the team has for me, I'm going to embrace it. So whether that's starting, not starting, I'm here to contribute to the team, and I'm going to do everything in my power to do so.
You're a high-level contributor, though, and high-level athlete, high-level competitor, high draft pick. I'm sure you feel like you deserve to be starting, though.
I mean, I'm not owed anything, and I can't feel like I deserve anything. I mean, all I want is what I work for.
Are you playing catch-up? Do you feel you're catching up since everybody's got a 3-week start?
I mean, that's not something that I think about because that's not something that I can control. I can just control like how I dress every day.
Evan, was part of it in the rehab process that you'd feel good one day, but then the next day it didn't feel right, and you kind of rolled that roller coaster a little bit?
It's kind of tricky, especially with it, being a bone. You can't really do anything, to it other than just let it heal. So, some days I go out and it feel really good. Other days, not as good. So, but I feel like I've been feeling, as of lately, just consistent enough to be able to go back out there and contribute to the team. So that's where I'm at.
What happened in the spring? Because it looked like you were progressing, and then they shut you down.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the spring, it was just one of those things. Like they decided to back off me because I was having more days where it wasn't feeling well than days than it was feeling good. So they just kind of decided to just back up off me.
Evan, what was the diagnosis? What did you have to come back from?
I had to come back from ankle surgery.
Are you surprised it took this long? Because generally in ankle surgery, those of us who don't play football think it's going to be a fairly swift recovery, and yours was not.
Everybody's different. I'm a large man. I put a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on my ankle. Everybody's body's different. I mean, nothing's natural about the surgery, getting cut open. So your body's going to have a different response. So there's not a cookie cutter model in terms of when a player's going to be back and when he's not going to be back.
I came in a little bit late, so I'm sorry, but what's this process just been like to deal with emotionally and trying to navigate?
I mean, it's another thing I'm going to have to overcome. I mean, obviously that's not something that I wanted to happen. I mean, I'm just not going to worry about the things that are out of my control. But what I can control is how I approach every day, continuing to get healthy, continuing to refine my skills, and do everything that I can to contribute to the team one way or another.
Evan, can you work, like during an offseason, can you work on the mental aspect of handling the pressure of playing in this market, the ups and downs? Is that anything that you put time into, like maybe how you approach paying attention to certain things, or?
I mean, in this business, in this line of work, and especially in this city, pressure is going to be there. But I mean, that's not something that, I think about because that's not something that I create. So at the end of the day, like I'm just going to focus on, controlling what I can control, my attitude, how I approach the game, going out there and playing as well as I can. So to me, the pressure really doesn't exist.
When you got shut down or you were told you needed that surgery and it was a fracture, what were the emotions at that point? Because I'm sure you were looking to try and get back on the field to put better tape on. Just take us back to that.
I mean, like I said, it definitely kind of like caught me by left field. I mean, really, everybody, because it was something that initially, kind of wasn't seen on the initial scan. But I just knew it was going to be another thing that I was going to have to overcome. I mean, that was something that was out of my control, so I was just going to have to deal with it the best way that I knew how at the time.
Was surgery something to reattach something or clean up loose particles, or how do they describe it to you?
I'm not a doctor, so I can't really describe it in depth. I know I got cut open and I went to sleep for it. So.
Andrew's career took off when his ankle got right. He had the 2 surgeries and then it took off. Have you talked to him about that, and do you use that as kind of an encouraging blueprint?
I mean, not so much about his career taking off or anything like that after the surgery, but I do talk to him all the time, just in terms of like how he got his ankle back healthy, some of the things that he would do, and maybe during his rehab process, what were some of the hurdles or the obstacles that he faced, and he gave me some of the best insight that he could.
Joe Schoen.
I was gonna say bad timing, but it's halfway through your rookie contract. So how would you describe your first 2 years, and do you look at this as a pivotal point in your career?
I mean, yeah, it's a big year for me. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not, but at the end of the day, the past 2 years, they weren't perfect by any means, but I feel like they were solid. I mean, they definitely weren't what I wanted them to be, but a lot of things that happened were just out of my control. So just like the future, is out of my control. I can only control the present, and how I approach every single day, and that'll be a big indication of my future.
When Joe Schoen spoke late in the season, he said Evan needs to play better, to put it that bluntly. What was your reaction when you heard him say that?
That's his opinion. I mean, that's his job to evaluate the players, and you know, if he thinks I need to play better, then I mean, I'd be the first person to tell myself that I need to play better. So it really doesn't matter whether it come out of Joe's mouth or anybody's mouth. But you know, I'm always going to be the harshest critic on myself. So I need to play better. Yeah, I need to play better.
You said you would do anything if they said play guard. Would you play guard?
I mean, like I said, whatever role that I'm asked to do on the team, I'm going to embrace it, you know, to the best of my abilities.
Thanks, Evan.